What's up? This is Mr. Opinionated coming to you from Salon Virtuosity 2
Yes.
with the one and only Blue Lady, Miss Wallace.
Yes.
Now today is a little bit special because we're going to give you a little snippet of some things that we're working on.
Yes.
I know a lot of people, a lot of artists, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business people. Now, from the outside looking in, you think that everything is fun, everything is easy.
Yes.
You see me posting pictures from this event, this set, this concert, and you think, oh, you have such a exciting, wonderful life. It's
Yes.
so fun. You're always going somewhere. However, things are not as wonderful as they seem, as they're certainly not as easy as they seem. It all looks easy from the other side, but a lot of work goes on behind the scenes, which is why we are coming to you with Ms. Wallace, who does like tons
Oh my God.
tons of things.
Tons.
And in the hustle, we're gonna be talking about a little bit about how things work, the ups and downs. You're gonna get some funnies,
Oh.
you're gonna get some
reels.
some real, you may get some tears, you're gonna
Yes.
get like an inside look of what goes on
Yes.
with people that are hustling. So
Yes.
let's take it to Miss Wallace.
Hello, my name is Ms. Wallace. I am a cosmetology educator. I am a hairstylist here at Salon Virtuosity 2. I am also a continuing education sponsor for cosmetologists here in Chicago. I also am the producer of the Curvy Diva Fashion and Trunk Show here in Chicago. I also have a hair show, my first hair show my second big hair show coming up here in Chicago. It's called the Coiffure Battle Expo, which is September the 24th. And I am an award-winning stylist who also loves fantasy hair competitions, and I choose that as a medium for my outlet for cosmetology and things that I do. So my brother Antoine is doing a wonderful thing called The Hustle, because people always want to know, oh my goodness, how did you do that, or how did you do this? But the truth is that, and I love it when people say, oh, I could have did that, or I could do it better than her, or I could do it better than him, and that ain't nothing, blah, blah, blah. But it's so much work that entails in every single thing that you do. So we're going to start off by, we're getting ready to go to the Bronner Brothers Hair Show, the summer, autumn edition. In August, we'll be there the 19th through the 22nd, which is in Atlanta, Georgia, downtown Atlanta. I stay at the same hotel that I've been staying at for the last 15 years, which is the Embassy Suites, and that is no easy feat. No, I'm not staying at the Motel 6. No, I'm not staying at the Super 8. No, I'm not staying at the Holiday Inn. So once again, people always say they could do it like you. Oh, I could do the same thing. Those rooms are in excess of $199 per night while we're down here. Yes, I am a single mother. Yes, I'm broke, but I seem to always have the hustle to make it happen. People don't think about that. They be like, oh, well, I could do it the same way. You're not doing it the same way.
No.
So this time when we go down there, we're not actually competing. I'm actually just going down there to debut a fantasy hairstyle that I had in my mind. So you see me taking my time and cutting out all these wonderful little sea creatures and things like that. And this takes time. People want to say, oh, well, I want to get up and I want to do this hairstyle. Things take time. You cannot just jump up and say, oh, I'm going to do this, or without proper preparation. Some gangbanger said this. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I've had to learn that over the years myself. If you do not prepare, if you do not do the pre-work, which most of the time I have to do as a single parent, I have to make reservations with no money. I have to get airfare with no money. I have to pay booth rent here with no money. I have to pay for school camp fees with no money. I have to make sure that my kids can do what they need to do, and because they're growing every 6 seconds. But once again, everybody wants to say, what? I could do it just like her. Maybe you ain't got the same bills as me. Maybe you got more bills than me. But most of the time, it's usually the people that don't have as much responsibility as me that's always complaining about something.
Always.
But some kind of way, I always seem to make it happen or make it work. And it's by no easy feat. It's usually because of my preparation. It's usually because of my extra little bit of drive that I have about situations that I know for a fact. Preparation, knowing that the hair show is going to be, checking to see what the dates are before the week of the event. Making reservations before the day of the event. Making sure that every little piece of money is allocated towards something, so that even when an emergency comes up, I know that for a fact that I got at least $50 over here, sometimes even only $20. But people think, oh, I don't have the $100 to go. Oh, I don't have the $50 to compete. Oh, I don't have this, and I don't have that. You'll never get to the next level, ever. You'll never get to the next level being like, oh, I'll never have. What you need to do is find a mentor. And when you find a mentor, listen. And don't ask people to be your mentor and then don't listen. Because at the same time, they don't have to. Mentors do not have to tell you nothing. And here in Chicago is a big problem with people sharing information. It might just be in Chicago, or I've heard that it's somewhere else. In other cities have this problem as well. But when you share the information with people and then they turn around and do the direct opposite, or take for granted anything that you have said to them, now there's another set of problems. Because when you come to me next time and ask me something, I'm not going to be as forthright with the information as I was before, because now you're wasting my time.
Right.
So I have a couple of things coming up, and Antoine, I thank you so much with Opinionated.com for always being on the scene with me and all of my, what we'll call them, harebrained things that I choose to do, because I've been a hustler my whole life, but at the same time, you want to have people in your corner that's going to elevate you, or at least shine a light on what it is that you're trying to do. Here in Chicago, the hustle mentality is very, very real. The entrepreneur spirit is very, very hard to deal with. And you still have regular responsibilities. Right. People don't think about the fact that you still got a light bill, you still got a gas bill. These days, I will not pay cable ever again. You still got a Hulu, a Netflix account that you still got to deal with. I do not have an iPhone 12, so I still got to pay Boost, Metro, PCS, and still maintain a government phone at the same time. Thank you, Obama, for putting it into circulation. But now we got the other man, so we don't know really how long that is going to actually be in existence. And you still be an entrepreneur and still be receiving public assistance. Mm-hmm. So you have to take advantage of every opportunity that's out there for the entrepreneur, and don't make light of a situation. Don't make light of somebody else's situation because you're not in that situation. Like, oh, she always makes it happen, or oh, it's gonna be okay, because that's not always the case. We trying to do things on a champagne taste, but a beer budget. Hell, I ain't even got a beer budget.
Right, and even then, like even with Opinionated.com,
yes,
going to events like all the time costs money. Because believe it or not, I do not get into all events for free.
That's right.
Even though I'm providing free coverage, free publicity, free pictures, free video. Yep. Is my blog. It's actually a company. This is one of the problems I have. Branding is very important. Because when I just used the hashtag opinionated, people thought it was just a hashtag, but it actually was a company that I incorporated. So it's not free. Going to events is not free. Nope. Buying cameras is not free. Nope. Buying memory cards is not free. Nope. Gas is not free, because everything is not on the west side.
No, it's
Everything's not 5 minutes away.
That's right.
And with everybody expanding, things gets further and further and further. So it's like, I have to think, like, can I go to this event? You know, I got a 1998 Honda.
Right.
I don't have a brand new car, which, of course, you would think I would. I work a job every day and I can. However, you have to make the entrepreneur decision.
Yes.
Am I going to buy a brand new car and pay a brand new car note with brand new car insurance?
Yes.
And that's going to suck money away from anything that I want to do for my company.
That's right.
So you got to make the decision, like, okay, do I want a brand new car to look a certain part so that people see me a certain way, or am I going to funnel that money back into my business? So even with doing that, people think like, oh yeah, you know, you doing this, you doing that, you should have this, you should be doing that.
Don't they tell you what you should do with your money?
But when you look back on the Puffies, the Marthas, the Russells, it was a hustle.
Before TV.
Before TV.
The Russell Simmons before TV. The Margaret, what's her name, Martha before TV. Before she was sewing pillows together. I bet you she was doing exactly some of the same things that we are doing. Making those same critical decisions about whether or not to feed the children at the restaurant, which could cost up to $30 for just a family of 3 with the head of household and 2 children. $30 to go out, or $30 back into your business, or $30 into making sure your kids get back and forth to where they need to go. Because unbeknownst, I guess, to real America, these bus stops are not as safe as they used to be. So I choose a different route with using Uber and all of these other delivery services, and with prayer, first with prayer, because it's a lot of stuff going on. But here in Chicago, it ain't no pretty picture at the bus stop. It's really, really not. So taking all of those things into consideration, what were Puffy, what was Russell Simmons, what was Martha Stewart, what's the butter lady, Paula Deen, what were they doing before we actually got to see them on television?
Right, and you can't leave out Oprah.
Don't leave out Oprah.
Don't leave out Oprah.
Because she was bald-headed with a little haircut at first. She didn't have that beautiful weave and long hair. Because she was a little bald-headed black child with big lips and big hips working for that TV station before she became Oprah Harpo Studio. Before then.
So,
yes.
So in the hustle, we're going to be following various entrepreneurs. I mean,
Yes.
it can be entrepreneurs, it can be hairstylists, it
Yes.
can be poets, it
Yes.
can be videographers, photographers. Everything is a hustle. So we're going to try to bring you something fresh, something interesting, following people that are making it happen,
Yes.
and kind of giving you an inside look to say, you know what, oh, it's not as easy as I thought. Oh, well, maybe I can't do that because I'm not going to put up with all that. Because when you hustling,
Yes.
you got to put up with some stuff that
Yes,
you
you do.
generally would not put up
That
with.
you thought you wouldn't. I am the first crow eater. If you are an entrepreneur, you become the first eater of crow before you know it or not. Sometimes you got to put some mild sauce on that crow, because you were once that person. I know I was once that person that said, oh, I'd never do that, or I can't believe she did that, or did he really do that? But when you turn around and you're sitting in those same shoes, now it becomes, now you got to eat that crow.
You got to eat that crow.
Because you were judging somebody else and how they was doing something before you decided to jump out there on your own, because somebody is always judging what you're doing. So be mindful of the crow that you're going to have to eat. Those people that's always saying, I could have did that, or why didn't she do it like this? Why didn't he do it like this? He could have just did it like that. That's the big one. I love. You could have just, well, why didn't you just? Those things. I love those things. The crow.
Crow.
Yes.
So it's a
Big plate of crow, not a side dish.
not a side dish, not a dollar menu size
No.
portion of crow.
No, big crow.
So yeah, life
Yes.
is a hustle.
Yes, it is.
Being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. I think
It's
I
not.
posted like a couple of days ago. I posted about thanking people that support me, thanking people that have bought a book, thanking people
Yes.
that have bought a T-shirt,
Yes.
thanking people that have shared a post, something as small as sharing a post. When you hustling, building your business, people don't even share your stuff.
No, they don't.
All you gotta do is click a button. So it's
It's a fish.
it's a fish.
Yes.
And it's hard.
Yes.
And it's way more difficult than working a job. Anybody can work a job.
Anybody can work a
All
job.
you have to do is have the minimum qualifications, get in there, do what you're told,
Yes.
punch in and punch out when you're going. You don't have to worry about it until you come back.
Yes.
But when you are hustling, building an empire,
Ooh.
that's a
Ooh.
whole nother ball game.
Yes, it is.
And everybody won't and cannot do it.
There's so many people out here, so many tales of failed successes. People who have tried and failed. It's more people that fail than more people that succeed. That's why the triumph is much greater when you can actually succeed. But know that for every person that succeeds, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who don't succeed. But they tried every day. So which one are you?
Which one are you? Are you a hustler? Are you a fighter? Are you a quitter? What do you do? What does it take? How hard is it? Do you have many days like us, those sleepless nights
Yes.
and restless days because the different ideas won't stop? There's always some popping in the head.
Yes.
But then you got to think about, okay, how am I going to finance it?
How am I going to finance it?
Who's going to help me?
Who's going to help you without judgment?
Without judgment, right? And not not create a blog or something to tell all the inside, like the struggle.
Or start the same business that you're trying to start after they gave you seed money.
That's happening?
Yes, people do that. People do that. They help you. Oh, I'm going to help you. Oh, I'm going to help you. And then you turn around and they doing the exact same thing.
Exact same thing.
Yes.
So that's stealing intellectual property.
Yes.
And then benefiting it later. So there's tons of things that can happen when you are out here hustling, and we're going to talk about some of those things. We're going to try to get some people to be transparent, that are going to be honest, that's going to give you an inside look at what actually goes on, because a lot of stuff goes on.
Yes, it does.
And sometimes you're going on a hope, a wish, a dream, and a prayer that things are going to turn out right.
Yes.
And sometimes they do.
Yes,
sometimes they don't.
Yep.
And you got to be able to get up, dust yourself off.
Yes.
And go back.
And not cry on Facebook.
And not cry on. No, I don't cry on Facebook.
I be crying on Facebook.
You cry on Facebook?
Oh my God, I cry on Facebook. I holler and complain on Facebook, throw tantrums on Facebook, and then turn around and delete it because everybody's watching. And that's something that I realized too. As much as you want for people to share what you're doing, they'll share your failures and watch everything that you're doing on the hope and a prayer that you don't make it. So people use social media as an outlet for, they say, don't put all your business on social media, but you watching everything that I do on social media. So for everything that's good on social media, I bet you somebody having a bad day on social media. But people will hone in on that bad day. Won't post nothing about the good stuff. But baby, ooh, did you see what Wallace did today? She went off on Facebook. Oh my God, she got 300 comments. But one flyer, you can't share one flyer about the good stuff that I'm doing. But you say, oh, I'll get to it. When does I'll get to it? When do you get to it? When? So yes, I've had my days where I cry on Facebook. I be mad on Facebook and I throw my tantrums. But I usually come to my senses, and delete it. But they say things that are done on social media are never truly deleted. I believe that, but you know, that's me working on my flaws because I still do.
So, I don't cry on social media.
He don't.
I vent a
he
lot.
Yes.
I have not given everybody a full opinionated experience online.
I've seen some.
I have to save that for television, like prime time television,
Yes.
like love and hip hop.
I'm with it.
Hopish.
Yes.
But it's fun, but it's not easy. You get to meet a lot of people that are kind of doing the same thing, that are pushing as hard, and it's a hustle.
It is.
So are you a hustler?
Are you?
Are you?
Or are you a whiner?
Or are you a whiner?
A complainer that's not doing nothing. And then talking about what everybody else is doing. That's what I find that really perturbs me. You ain't doing, can we say shit?
You can.
You ain't doing shit, but you complaining about what somebody else ain't, is, or wasn't doing. What the hell are you doing?
You know, I don't let people get away with that. When they start pulling up stuff that I'm doing or somebody else doing, then that's when I pull out everything.
Okay.
I pull out my screenshots, because I do take screenshots.
Ooh.
I save videos.
Uh-huh.
I take notes for conversations.
Okay.
So when people start talking mess, then that's when I start pulling up. Then I say, show me your receipts.
Show me your receipts.
Like if ain't nobody doing nothing, show me what you've done.
Show me what you've done.
Show me what you've done.
Yes.
If you're talking about violence and it's always violent in the black neighborhood and I got to get away from them, show me on your block.
Yes.
Where you have added to the solution. So I don't let people get away with the finger pointing. I want them to show me their receipts.
I said something to you, Antoine, a while back about, you know, we met on a very social scene, and when I came on the social scene, it seemed like everybody was doing something that was empowering their community. They was feeding the homeless, they was giving out socks, they was giving out drawers, they was giving out rice and cornbread. But now the social scene has they're not helping nobody but themselves. So, you know, it's the same thing that we're talking about. What are you doing now? Now that you truly built up a positive audience, you can't lose momentum. Now that it seems like you used to do stuff for everybody else. Now you're just doing stuff for yourself. People only remember you for the good deeds that you've done and the bad things that you've done. So if they're the good things that you've done, when are you going to do something else? It shouldn't be so fine in between that you're doing something that if you're a community-based thing, that you're doing something for the community. It doesn't always have to be given rice to Africa.
Right.
It could be giving cornbread up under Wacker Drive.
Right.
I am no longer coming to events paying $20, $10, $15, and you are not doing nothing for your community. That was a call out from this one.
And it doesn't have to be anything super big, because it
doesn't.
can be a part of your proceeds.
Mhm.
And I was where I can't remember where I was coming from yesterday. Oh, I got off at on 22nd because I was coming
Yep.
back home from Southside, had to get off too
Yep.
much traffic, and all under the Divide Lot, beds,
Yep.
tents.
Yep.
So it doesn't have to be something super big, and that's another part about the hustle. We understand
Yep.
what it takes to make things happen. So
I'm
if
damn
you-
near in that food line myself. Let me say that while I'm out here trying to do everything in Entrepreneur Negro, I'm almost in that line with my shopping bag myself.
Right. So you understand that it's hard. So
Yes.
if you're a hustler,
Yes.
you have to put a portion of something up
Something.
to help somebody else.
Yes.
That's a big part about
That's
it.
a big
And
part
lot
about
of,
it,
A lot of
even if
people
it's
aren't
bus
doing it.
fare.
Even if it's bus fare. You know, I tend to keep like some change. A little,
Yes.
you know, old man, I got to change coin purse.
Yes.
So you know, somebody on the side of the road reaching the coin purse, give them $1, and that's what we're called to do.
That's it.
So we just wanted to kind of give you an inside preview of what's coming.
Yes.
The hustle is coming. It's gonna be fun. We're looking for people that are hustling, that are gonna
Yes.
keep it authentic
Yes.
and keep it honest, so
Yes.
we can show people exactly what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So this is Mr. Opinionated,
Yes.
and this is,
Miss Wallace, the Blue Lady.
and we are coming to you from Salon Virtuosity 2,
Two.
giving you an inside peek of what we're going to be talking about with the hustle. So where can we find Miss Wallace on social media?
Talitha, the W Institute Wallace on Facebook, Blue Lady Productions on Facebook, and the W Institute on Instagram.
And you can find me on social media at Mr. Opinionated. That's MROPENYONATED.
Yes.
I know it is not spelled the correct way.
I love
It's a
the way it's
play
spelled.
on words,
That's right.
but it means that I am unafraid to
Yes.
open topics that
Yes.
people do not want to talk about, or
Yes.
things that are taboo.
Taboo.
That you really want to talk about, but you want somebody else to kind of lead the discussion.
I'm good at that.
So, peace and blessings.
Peace.
Talk to you guys
This is
later.
crab.
Oh, crab.
Yes. Ah, crabs in the barrel.
That's a whole nother discussion,
You
because
was-
we're talking about sex at opinionated.com.
Yes!
And there's a lot going on.
It is.
A lot.
Oh my goodness, tune in.
See you later.